Just a short video to help anyone that's got one of these Kinetic log splitters. Yeah, they're great, but they got a little problem that stuffs them up. This one's a 30-ton Miller's Falls Black Widow. It's a Chinese machine, and a lot of them are Chinese machines, or the Chinese have copied them off other machines. But the problem with these machines is over time they will begin to chatter. The rack will sound as if the teeth are chattering when it hits a tough log. Okay, they work fine for a season or two, and then this problem emerges. Nobody knows what the problem is. The manufacturer doesn't know what the problem is. The distributor doesn't know what the problem is. And they send out things like springs. They say, oh, it's probably a round coiled spring, so we'll send you out the square coiled spring, the clutch spring. It's got nothing to do with the spring, and nobody can solve this problem. I pulled this machine down today. I pulled off the belts. I reversed the belts. I pulled the engine off. I remounted the engine. I took the clutch out. I took the spring out. I stretched the spring. I put it all back together. Nothing fixed the situation. What I've found is the problem, and the problem is very simple. It's this part here. It's a 40mm inside diameter tabbed bearing washer. And what happens is, you can see down there on the inside, that locating tab that slides onto the shaft has sheared off. So it's got to go onto that shaft and locate. There should be a tab there. Now, because this thing shears off, what happens then is this nut that's got one of the tabs bent into its locator begins to unwind. And because it unwinds, the bearing gets looser and looser, and the problem gets worse and worse. And what happens is, essentially, it gives movement on that shaft, and it acts like the spring is weaker when there's nothing wrong with the spring, the clutch spring at all. This is the issue on all of these log splitters. It comes down to simply replacing this 40mm tabbed bearing stop washer. Okay, nobody seems to have any idea what the fix for this is on the internet, and I'm telling you now, this is the fix.